engagement, remember, whenever you reach the lapel and you open it up off of the belt, off of the gi, make sure that your toes go on the inside so you really have room to work. You want to have the lapel really loose. Now it's going to push me away, wrestle up, feed the lapel straight. Remember what we were talking about when I was the top person here, that Meow wanted to keep my knee in, and he wanted to stop me from going to that right side, right? If I'm able to turn my knee this way, start going to the side, he becomes a lot weaker. So how can I stop Meow's hip from moving and force my walk to that side? First thing, even if I drop down, I'm going to have my leading side hand here, whatever side my leading knee is. I'm going to grab the collar, lock it in, right? Now look at how I'm going to try to step my right foot on the side of Meow's butt. When I step on the side here, on the side of his hip, a couple of things happen. Meow is now flat. Him being flat makes his control a lot weaker, and it's going to be a lot easier for me to use my hand to reach back onto his toes. Once I'm able to reach back on his toes, I'm going to stuff with this leg in between mine. But don't try to hop over. Take a step back so that it's easier for you to push that leg in and then just step back in front, right? Now, my goal is not only to stuff this leg, I want to dominate Meow's hip. So once I get to this headquarters position, my second hand is going to go either on the belt or on the collar, whatever you like better, and I'm going to walk to the right. I'm going to walk, walk. When I have Meow's pointed to that side, look at how I'm going to drop my knees. I'm not going to go forward, I want to go off to the side. So you see how my back knee drops behind his legs? So from here, here. Now look at this leg. I want to break Meow's grip, not only break free. So instead of just bringing my knee down, here, where his grip is still on, look at how I'm going to aim my knee over the grip, and then now I can just kick my leg out and start landing on this hip smash position, controlling the waist, okay? So one more time. Once Meow has me, another goal of his, after he feeds, is what? Have his hip on the outside. If his hip is free, he can move up and down. He can get to the switch. He can get a lot better position. So my first step is going to be to grab the collar and try to go, boom, step next to him. See how now I brought his hip in? I kept him more square. It's going to be a lot easier for my hand. Reach back on the toes, step back, stuff it, step back in. Now, I grab on the sides or on the belt or on the collar here, and I start walking. Once I feel like Meow is sideways, we're going to drop. So both knees turn. This one drops behind. Second one drops over. And then now look at how I break free by kicking my heel out, and I land over his leg. So I'm landing with my knees over both of his knees, head on the inside of the chest, and the other hand just hugging the waist. Okay, so I want you guys to practice getting here. We're still gonna work on feeding the lapel, right, so that we can work out of that position. So it's a good way of us drilling the setup one more time and understanding as the top guy how I want his hip, and as the bottom guy how he wants his hip. So that when we're practicing, when we're defending, it becomes a little bit easier and makes more sense for all of us. Okay, so just drilling that setup, that beat in the position, and then work some attacks from there. Okay, let's go, guys. Partner up. 1, 2, 3. Warm guard, right? Whatever we're playing lapel guard, it calls it warm. And just so you guys know the difference, if we were doing warm, it would be just the last, right? When I have just the last, we talked about this last week. My next goal would be to work my way to sitting up so that we can get behind the leg. And behind the leg, the way he used to call it, and that I have it in my mind, is ringworm. So it's not the best name, but it's easy to remember, right? So warm is just the lasso, leg is free. So on the warm, the lasso is free. On the leg is free. On the ringworm, the leg is stuck. So it's a little bit easier for you guys to understand, right? Now, good that you guys know this. If I'm just playing warm, like we were doing last week, you don't have to give me the leg. You shouldn't give me the leg. You could reach this hand on my collar so you post, reach my leg, go around and enforce half guard, try to pass, because I don't have your leg stuck. It changes a lot. Turn this way a little bit. When I have ringworm, because now your legs are not as free. So for me as the bottom guy, we talked about this last week. Look at how I want my hip to be free. That's why we use this heel, we use this foot. Keep me out away so I can go reverse, so I can go over the top, so I can pendulum freely, right? Not only that, if I'm on this angle right here, look at how straight my leg is. Even if now I reach my toes up there, he doesn't have a great angle because my leg is very strong when it's sideways like this. If I now allow Meow to walk, or even if I go back, even if he doesn't walk, but I position myself wrong, I'm just hanging out here on my back. Look how much more bendable my leg is. Woo, easy for Meow to move, and my hip is a little bit more stuck. So knowing that, if you're the top guy and you're already stuck on the ringworm here, you want to grab the collar so you have stability, and you're not going to be able to stuff from this angle. You're not even going to be able to reach. But once you start walking to the right and you step, boom, look at how now I'm exposed to this side. It becomes a lot easier for you to reach and stuff. And once you reach and stuff, you can start cutting it over and smashing my hip, right? I want you guys to work on two things. One, a pass after I get to that hip smash, and the other one's going to be another way out for the bottom guy. I'm not going to go crazy on the details on the top guy. All I want you guys to do is this. Land, whenever we settle down the hip, knowing that I have the right level here. Head on the chest, chest over the thighs, right? Now he's going to try to square off. He's going to try to arch back and turn into me. I just want you guys to follow. So you see how I drive my knee to his hip as I step out, square off, settle down. So very easy, right? I'm going to land on the hip. I'm covering him, staying tight. As he arches back, I just step out of the way and land on the side. So I want you to do it in a rush, but try to do it fast so that as soon as you land, imagine me on his lapel, I go boom, he reacts, I follow, land on the side. So that if the person reacts quickly, you guys can react quickly, right? So the pass is going to be connected to the same beating that we did before. Getting here, finish the pass. Now, I want the bottom guy to have an answer in case you do get your leg stuffed. And I also mentioned this in the last weeks, but just so we do it a little more conscious. If I'm here, ringworm, meow goes to the right and he stuffs my leg, I'm going to try to sit up. I know it's not the most comfortable, but why am I coming up on this foot and this hand? So I can go shin to shin. See how close this shin is to my leg? Impossible to go to shin to shin from here. But if I scoop, it becomes easy to get it. And if you guys get shin to shin from here, I can turn this into X guard for me by loading him, falling, kicking my leg through, and coming in. So that's the other thing I want you guys to work. And then turn a little bit up. Once you get here, then it's up to you if you're going to keep this lapel, if you're going to bend and go under, feed the collar, whatever you want. But at least you didn't get yourself smashed and you turn this into a strong guard still for you. So again, I go boom, feet straight into ringworm. Meow's going to adjust his hip. Bop. The first one, Meow's going to walk, 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 drop on the hip smash, I arch, he back steps, land on my side. The second time around, I do the same thing. Ringworm, meow traps my hip, stuff my leg. I sit up, scoop, shin to shin. Now, don't fall. You fall, but you pull him in. It's like you're sliding yourself underneath, loading him, kicking through, going single leg X. You just do this. Okay? So that we have good answers. There's top and bottom. We get stuffed, we don't get stuffed. We can just keep developing from there. Alright? Let's go, guys. 1, 2, 3. Arm, ringworm. But you see how now Meow have his hip free? If we started here, even if I have my hand, Meow has a lot of freedom to move and get his switches. Over the top, more of, over the top, over the top, what do we do? Who remembers? Nobody? Scissor sweep. It's too much. We have to associate that. When we go over like this, it's a little bit more realistic and even a little easier to hit the more basic sweep, pendulum, scissor, and you land on top, right? The biggest difference from over and under is when you go reverse, when you go underneath, I personally like better because, remember, he can still sweep me just like that. He can just pendulum and rock me down. No, before you beat my knee. Just rock me down. Yeah, boom. And sweep me, right? Or, if he can go with that knee over my knee, now he's almost guaranteed to get to mount, right? If you can pendulum, scissor, boom, I'm not going to be able to come back. He can get to mount. If I push him down off of this mount, he can pull my arm in and go to arm bar off of this. You know what I mean? Boom. He can scoop to my back, right? So I want the bottom person to just try to work on controlling the ringworm really well so that you can work your switches, right? Go back to ringworm. But the top person is going to start, go ringworm. Yeah. He's going to start here. So Meow has ringworm, he has his leg through, it has good grip, but I'm starting with my foot on the outside and grabbing the collar. So of course he can still work his way, he can stomp on the ground and get his hip out, he can try to pendulum to get his hip out, he can try to step to get his hip out, and for me, I'm trying to keep this position. Turn, reach the foot, step, break that grip so that I can now start attacking him. Okay? So starting on the ringworm, but the top person has the foot on the outside. So his hip is a little bit more square than he would like. Okay? 2 minutes top, 2 minutes bottom. If you break the grip, keep going. Only reset if you score. So if I pass, if you sweep, take my back or finish. Make sense? Let's go, guys. 1, 2, 3.